Hey guys, it's Lynn, and today I am here to do a review on the Spectrum Noir alcohol pens. They are very similar to Copic markers, if you know what those are, or if you've heard of them or used them or whatever. These are very similar. I would say that the closest similarity would probably be to the sketch markers, because I don't know if the Copic Chow markers have a brush tip or not. Um, these don't have a brush tip, but they are very, very similar to Copic markers. You refill them the exact same, you use them the exact same, and you can get new nibs and stuff for them. The only difference is that these are extremely, extremely amazing, just cost-wise. I got 72 of them on eBay for $127.75, and it came with 12 packages of 6 markers in their color groups. I got the essentials and then 5 other packs, and then I also got the 2 of the carrying cases for them. Spectrum Noirs do have a few downsides. They do not come with a brush tip. They have the blunt tip, or well, not blunt tip, I guess. It's the chisel tip, and then they also have the fine tip. They do not come in the brush tips, which is it kind of sucks, but then again, not really considering the price. They only come in 168 colors, and versus the Copic Sketch, which comes in like 300 and some colors. But like I said, they're almost exactly the same. The color payoff. This is the true black, but I have 72 of them. This is the true black. I have citrus colors, dark greens, jade greens, dark reds, pinks, purple, lavender, teal green, or teal blue, which is just teal basically, true blue, and brown gray, ice gray. I don't know if I said that. I have flesh tones, pale tones, and the essentials, obviously, the browns, and the blender pen, and the true black. Similarly with the Spectrum Noirs and the Copic markers, they do come with a color chart, so you can, put down all of the ones that you have, and it will give you the name and the number of them and everything, and what category they fall in. And like I said, I've got the earth browns, I've got flesh tones, I've got bright pinks, citrus, oranges, dark reds, the blue grays, brown grays, ice grays, and green grays, I guess. Maybe. I've also got tan, golden brown, jade greens, purples, true blue, blue turquoise, dull green, citrus green, and pale pink. I don't have all of the markers for all of the categories. I only have a select few. The citrus colors, I have all 4 of the citrus colors, and those are just yellows. There's 4 of them, I have all of those. I do have a good amount of basically every other color. I could go for more of the flesh tone colors, because I know there are a lot more than I have here. But yeah, I mean, there are a ton of reviews on Spectrum Noirs. I have personally never used Copic markers. I know that they are extremely good quality, and I also know that they are $6 to $8 per Copic sketch marker, depending on where you buy them. I know you can get them cheaper for like $4 to $5 in some places, and even if you buy them in sets, if you buy them from the Copic company, for like a set of 72 or whatever is like $500 and some dollars, $600 and some dollars, I don't even know, but if you won't save any money if you buy all of those markers individual or buying them in a set through the Copic website. There is one site, I can't remember where it is, where you can get them for substantially cheaper for the Copics, but honestly, if you're beginning and you don't really know if you want to pursue the extremely expensive hobby of Copic markers or alcohol markers, I would go with the Spectrum Noirs, because even compared to like Pro markers or the Prismacolor alcohol markers and the Copic markers, these are a lot cheaper. It ends up being about $1.99 a marker. So it's $12 for a pack of 6. I got 12 packages of 6 in a set, along with 2 free cases, which are $5 to $6. I got them on eBay from Countless Collectibles LLC, and they were just wonderful. They were just absolutely wonderful. They're great people. They got me my markers as soon as possible, and 2 of the colors that I got actually acted as though they were out of the ink, so it looked kind of acted like they were dried out, and I contacted them, and they're sending me 2 new markers, one in each color that was like kind of acting funny. So, and they're sending them to me for free. The only thing about these markers is that before you buy them, make sure that you have the right paper to use with them. This is my first drawing that I did with them, and you can see they blend pretty well, but on the back, this isn't the right paper to use. It soaks through so bad, and yes, they will soak through on any paper, but there are some papers that are meant for markers. I mean, if you use these Spectrum Noirs on printer paper, it's going to suck the ink right out of the pen, and the ink will go by so much faster, and the ink is the most expensive part no matter where you buy it. You know, if I was to go and I was going to get all of a 72 set of the refill inks for these from the same place that I bought the markers, it would be almost $400 to get the 72 refills, the ink refills, even though the markers were only $127.75 for 72 of them. You know, so if you're gonna do this, make damn sure that you have the right paper to use, because they will go so much farther than if you use printer paper. This is not printer paper. This is actually a heavyweight paper, but I believe it's meant more for like watercolors maybe, or maybe acrylic. I do know it's for drawing because I've used it for drawing just in pencil. But you do want to get, I would recommend Smooth Bristol, the heaviest possible weight you can get, Smooth Bristol, because that stuff, it's meant for markers. It's got kind of like a waxy feel to it. So it will blend, it'll help the markers blend so much better. And I can show you one of the pictures that I recently completed on the Smooth Bristol that I have. I completed this one on the 9th of this month of August. And, you know, like I said, if you compare these two, see how much better they blended on this one, and even on the back. I mean, it bled through so much less on the Smooth Bristol than it did on this regular drawing paper. Yes, it went through really bad right about here, but I was actually trying to work with the purples in the sleeve, because one of the markers that I used was one of them that I had to contact the distributor about, because it acted as though it were almost dried out. So that's why it kind of looks weird with the purple. But, you know, like I said, they are of almost exactly the same quality as Copic markers. They're just a lot cheaper. They are fairly new, so right now there are only 168 colors, but I'm thinking that the more popular they get and the more markers they sell and the bigger the company gets, that more of the colors will be available in time. So yeah, and you know, if you take Copics and you make a mark with their markers, and then you compare it to the color on the lid, they're almost exactly the same. These Spectrum Noirs, they're still really, really close to the lid color. But like I said, I would recommend. Hey guys, it's me again. For some reason, I was just editing this video, and I'm pretty sure that my camera like split it into 2 different parts because of its length, but I can't find the last part of it. So I was just gonna let you know that the shape of the marker allows it to not roll. The color payoff is really great. It's basically a cheaper version of the Copic marker, but even with your money, you still get the same quality. They're very good. I want to state again to make absolutely damn sure that everybody knows this. I am not being paid by Countless Collectibles LLC on eBay or Spectrum Noir, the company, to recommend these markers or say good things about the company I bought them from. Countless Collectibles did a wonderful job in customer service, and I would recommend them anytime. They are absolutely wonderful. They are very polite. You know, I could come with them to any issues that I may have, and they would get things done and fixed as soon as possible. The Spectrum Noir markers, like I said, I've never used Copics, but I have watched many videos of people using them and talked to a few people that have owned or used Copic markers, and they're exactly the same quality as the Spectrum Noirs. The only difference is that the Spectrum Noirs, as of right now, do not come with a brush tip. Now, like I said at the end of this last little clip here, you know, with the progression of the company and everything, I'm pretty sure that they will have more markers and more tips coming out. The Spectrum Noir isn't a very big company at this point, so of course they're going to be a little bit cheaper, and they are. Obviously, shopping around too will help your cost. If I would have bought all 12 of these at $12, plus the 2 cases that I actually got for free from ordering them from Countless Collectibles, I would have paid like probably $150 to $160 plus the shipping and handling from the company. Now with Countless Collectibles, do the math. I got them on super sale, and I saved the $12 for the 2 carrying cases. Plus I got free economy shipping. Got here in like 6 days. It was awesome. I had no problems with it at all. So far, I've not had any problems with them. They work amazing. You just have to remember to keep your cardstock or your Smooth Bristol. I forgot to mention that in the last clip. You can use cardstock. It's almost exactly like Bristol. If you do any paper crafting or scrapbooking, I'm sure you may have some of the cardstock on supply, but going for Smooth Bristol. I bought Smooth Bristol just because I got it relatively cheap as well. But if you're going to buy Smooth Bristol or cardstock is usually a little bit cheaper. I just recommend shopping around, comparing prices, making sure that you know exactly what you're going to be charged for, especially factoring in the shipping and handling. So, make sure you shop around. That's all I've got to say. I would recommend the Spectrum Noirs because they worked for me wonderfully. And I have never used alcohol pens other than with the Spectrum Noirs, and they have satisfied me. I would not recommend, if you're on a budget like I am, I'm a college student, I would not recommend buying the Copics because they are expensive. They are spendy. I'm going to tell you that right now. I mean, if you want to spend the money, go ahead, but I'm cheap. That's just the way it is. I mean, I'm cheap. So, yeah, like I said, just shop around. I recommend the Spectrum Noirs, and I would hope that you would at least shop around, do a little research on the Spectrum Noirs, as well as the Copics, and pick what you feel is right. For me, it was the Spectrum Noirs. So yeah, I will put a link in the description to the Countless Collectibles page on eBay if you want to check out their supply of cardstock, stamp crafting, and paper crafting things. I will be buying cardstock from them more than likely because they are getting some cardstock in. That is where I bought the markers. That is where I bought the 2 I contacted for the sale and everything. And yeah, and then I will also put a link in the description for or not really a link, I guess. It wouldn't be a link. I will put down in the description what kind of paper you would want to use. And I also want to cover hardlining. When you hardline your pictures that you've drawn before you do the Spectrum Noirs and you color them in, make sure that your ink is dry. Otherwise, some of the alcohol, if you get places that are not real dry, it'll actually make the pens bleed. I use the Faber Castell manga and anime lining pencils or lining pens. They're basically Sharpies, like Sharpie pens, but they come in different sizes. I have a brush tip. I also have a larger tip, a medium tip, and an extra small tip. So they work really good for me. It's all I've used. Yeah, I mean, you can get different line widths, and it's just really nice. And also, if you are doing manga or anime, I would recommend also getting a little bit of the whiteout. I know you can use some of this other stuff. I forget what it's called because I don't know. It's like WAP or something. I don't know. It's like a white paint basically. Whiteout is a cheaper alternative to it, and that will give you the opportunity to put in highlights and glimmers and sparkles and all that fun stuff into your image. Yeah. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you next time. And like I said, if you're interested in Spectrum Noir or any kind of alcohol pens, please do some research. If you have any questions on the Spectrum Noirs, I have gotten to work with them a little bit, and I've definitely gotten more used to them. So please just let me know, and I will definitely get back to you. All right, see you later, guys. Bye.